Hey, how you doing? I'm Joel, service manager here at Cooper Pest Solutions. Today we're going to be performing a wasp prevention. So when we perform these services, we want to focus on areas that are sheltered for the wasps to nest. So wasps are going to nest on areas on homes where they're blocked from the elements. So we have these overhangs here where, you know, a lot of times paper wasps and hornets will nest underneath this area. There's some gaps underneath this light fixture where wasps can actually get into here and build a nest that's kind of protected. Also, you know, we have this exhaust vent here. This is a very common spot also where more or less paper wasps will go into, but we also have this fascia board above this garage here that's running up where carpenter bees will tuck up underneath of it. So with the Wasp Prevention Service, it's going to take care of yellow jackets, paper wasps, carpenter bees, and hornets. And we're going to apply a repellent material that's going to deter the bees from, or not the bees, but the wasps from nesting onto the home. Some of the other areas where bees will nest on are a very common thing is patio furniture. Somebody goes to sit down and all of a sudden they're getting stung. A lot of times it's actually bees actually coming onto this, all kinds of stinging insects, paper wasps, yellow jackets, hornets. They're going to come onto this material because it's starting to get weathered. And this is the perfect kind of material that they can actually make their nest of. So you're going to get a combination of just kind of bees coming onto this area just to get building materials, and then later in the season you actually can get the nests actually up underneath the table. So when we do these services, we'll flip over the chairs and we'll treat all non-contact surface areas. So we're going to treat the undersides of the chairs, the underside of the table. These are areas where people are not going to come into contact with our treatments. Again, we got another overhang here. Where you can also get wasps and hornets, etc., nesting into these areas. As a part of the Wasp Prevention Service, we'll actually come out and do thorough inspections 2 times after our initial treatment. So we'll treat earlier in the spring, kind of put the prevention up on your home and structures around the house. And as a part of the service, we'll come out 2 additional times and inspect the landscape around the house, if you have any adjacent structures or, mulch beds around the property, any areas where you could potentially see yellow jackets. So, you know, right here, this rock wall is a very common spot where a lot of times, you know, we'll have clients calling us up because they're getting yellow jacket nest in their rock beds. So this is an area that, you know, is very prone to it. Also, we have we have a potted plant here. This is also another area that's very prone to it. And when we come out and do these inspections, we're going to be looking at the whole property. This backyard here, you know, it's going to get a lot of sunlight throughout the summer months, and it's going to be the ideal location for yellow jackets to nest into the ground. So we're going to scan the property and make sure that we're getting all those nests before you find them. So typically surfaces like grills and fire pits we don't treat, but these are areas that we do focus on because since it's covered and protected, if people aren't using the fire pit or the grill very often, it actually is a spot where you will get stinging insect nesting behavior. You could get, you know, paper wasp, maybe a yellow jacket nesting between the rock, be underneath the fire pit, stuff along that line. Like, we don't treat these areas, but we're going to always pull off the covers, make sure there's nothing going on underneath the furniture or the grill. You know, to make sure that it's not going to be a surprise when people open up their grill. So, you know, in this process, you know, we'll make sure there's nothing underneath the cabinet, underneath the actual, the cooking surface here. One other thing too, which is common for paper wasp and is the patio furniture umbrellas. So we'll open them up, make sure that there's no stinging insect nesting in there as a part of our service as well.